Hey, it's Tpok, and I'm back in, what's this game called? Symphonic Rain? Yep, playing this one. Oh yeah, I'm helping her out with her, speech. It's been a while. Well, this is the first time that you've asked me to... What? Not too shabby, she said. But considering the circumstances, it was probably more accurate to say it was her forte. I never imagined instructors would trust her to this extent. But there's barely any time.
そんなに時間が足りないわけじゃないの。こういう時の文章ってそれほど変なことも書けないし、誰が書いても大差ないものだから。
I see.
仕事が終わってからでもダメじゃないんだけど、ちょっとね。
I see. But why is that? She showed that same deeply troubled expression as before, which made me all the more curious.
一つだけ苦手なことがあって。
Huh, really? So even you have flaws?
もう、あるに決まってるでしょ。
That's a bit of a relief.
何？私ってそんなイメージなの？
Sort of. Anyway, I'm a little happy to hear that you aren't.
そう？それなら、いや、あんまり良くないかも。さすがにこれは自慢できないよ。
So what is it that you're bad at?
字？
Huh?
字がね、あんまり綺麗じゃないの。
Your writing?
聞き返さないで。
Wait, that's it?
軽く言わないでよ。これでも結構気にしてるんだから。
So how ugly is it? Now you've got me really curious.
見せたくないくらい。
Huh?
見せたくないくらい汚いの。もう、本当に時間ないから始めよう。
Fall said curtly as though to hide her embarrassment. She looked kind of cute doing that. I don't see that. I don't like this image of her right now. It's kind of scary. She has no nose at this angle. She had only ever shown me her flawless side, so she almost seemed like a different person now.
用意はいい？
Yeah, sure, I'm set.
まず、挨拶から。
Starting out with a staple greeting, I transcribed the conventional speech as dictated by the girl. She managed to keep dictating without falter, as though it came completely natural to her. Although my own writing wasn't exactly beautiful either, I'd yet to have people tell me it's ugly. We might make it for a surprisingly efficient team. Although, obviously, I had many shortcomings compared to her.
さっきのエピソードだけど。
Huh?
さっきの先生の学生時代のエピソードなんだけど。
Right.
聞いてた？
Of course, I have everything written down.
最初に持ってきた方がいいかなって思ったんだけど。
How far to the beginning?
挨拶のすぐ後、生徒が聞いてて飽きないようにするには、その方がいいかなって。
Now that you mention it.
ごめん、書き直すことになっちゃうかも。
That's fine. I don't mind. As long as you make it work on time. Make it to work on time.
ありがとう。
Are you some sort of perfectionist by chance?
頼まれたことにはね。このお礼はするから。
I don't need anything in return.
さて、じゃあそこの変更に付け加えて、次からも少し変えないとね。
Got it. Let's note it down and rewrite everything after we're finished. Huh.
お疲れ様。ごめんね。最後の方はクリスさんに任せっきりになっちゃって。
I'm just glad I could be of use.
すごく助かった。そろそろ時間だから出ないといけないんだけど。
Go ahead. What about the speech?
ああ、そっか。早い方がいいから渡してから行くね。
Okay.
ありがとう。あ、字綺麗なんだね。
That's not really true, but at least it's not ugly, I guess.
あ、そう。
I didn't mean it like that.
知ってる。お礼はするから。
Like I said,
絶対させてもらうから。
don't tell me you're holding that bit against me.
さあ、じゃあまた明日ね。
Fall energetically strode off into the corridor without bothering to wait for my reply. I never agreed to go and practice with her tomorrow. Chris, why do you keep bringing this up? See you tomorrow. Huh. I've always decided who to practice with on the actual day. But now I wasn't sure if it would be such a good idea. And I realized that I even wanted to stop thinking about this until tomorrow, which made me feel a little ashamed of myself. What should I do about practice tomorrow? Can we just go straight to practice? Boom! Yes! Giovedi. Wait, where am I? Oh, after morning practice, I was strolling towards the cafeteria with trivial matters like what to eat on my mind. And I came across a person I didn't expect to see standing by the entrance.
おはよう。
Ohio. Ohio. Was she on her way to practice? Come to think of it, I'd never seen her eating at the cafeteria before. She must have always been going to the cafeteria after first period. Just finished eating?
これから。
I see. Do you normally eat here?
違うよ。いつもはちょっと人には言えないとこで食べてるんだ。
Secret?
それも含めて説明してあげるから、ちょっとついてこない？
Huh?
クリスさんもこれから食事でしょ？
I was.
実はクリスさんのことここで待ってたんだ。
Why?
だからそれも説明してあげる。
Chuckling, Fall started down the corridor as though beckoning me to follow suit. But there's no thing but practice rooms in that direction. Feeling somewhat coerced to follow, my thoughts promptly wandered toward Torta. It wasn't like we had an agreement to have lunch together, but for some reason I felt guilty to break such a long-standing tradition like this. This was different from the guilt I felt toward Ari. I just felt bad for her as a friend.
あ、ごめん。ひょっとして約束でもあった？あ、そうでなくても別に無理にじゃないから。
No, that's not it. I don't have any commitments, nor do I feel forced to come with you, but
だけど
I at least wanted to let Torta know. There's this person I usually have lunch with.
ああ、トルティータさん
Huh? How did you?
ならそこにいるわよ。
Oh,
お
hi.
はよう、クリス。
Hey, good morning.
ファルさんもおはようございます。
When I turned around, I stood face to face with a rather solemn-looking Torta. She's actually smiling. Torta, do you know her?
まあね。というよりもファルさんを知らない人はいないんじゃないかな。いましたけどね。
Fall said with a smile, looking at me. She's probably talking about when I first met her. Whatever. Anyway, I never knew you two were acquaintances. Thinking about it, Torta and Fall were both in the vocal department. There was no stretch to assume they'd met somewhere along the line. But, Tortina, didn't you tell me earlier that you didn't know her very well?
その後にね、少しお話をしたのよ。
You talked.
なんでもない世間話。それよりも、はい。何か私のことでも話してましたか？ええ、クリスさんを食事に誘っていたんですが、そういえば いつも食事を一緒にしてるんでしたよね。そうですね。別に約束をしてるってわけじゃないんですが。それでクリスさんがトルティニタさんのことを気にしていたみたいなので。
Fall looked at me, which caused Torta to cast her gaze upon me as well. Yeah, not sure what's going on, but yeah, that's it.
誘ったって食堂で？それなら中に入りませんか？ここで立ち話もなんですから。それなんですが、ちょっと別の場所で。そうなんですか？
She's frowning now.
別に無理に誘っているわけではないので。どうしますか？
She spoke as politely as she did when we first met, but even so, she attempts to smile so faint, I was likely the only one to notice it. Go together with Fall, go to the cafeteria with Tor. I'm going with Fall, are you kidding me? Actually, can I save? I'm gonna save it. 9. I'm going with Fall. I don't have any other plans, so I was thinking of going with Fall. I uttered tentatively as I turned toward Torta, who, beyond my expectations, posed no further questions and continued with a smile.
そっか。私はいつも通り食堂で食べるね。
Okay.
でも私たちは特に約束してるわけでもないですから。じゃあね、クリス。
No sooner said than done, Torta entered the cafeteria without staying around for a response. I knew she wasn't upset. However, her retreating figure gave off a solitary impression. I thought this might be a good opportunity to distance myself from her. I replied to the somber-sounding Fall as cheerfully as I could muster. Don't worry about it. I normally eat here, so a change of pace sounds like fun to me. Anyway, isn't it about time to let me in on that secret place of yours? I said jokingly, unconsciously having dropped my formal manner of speech, to which Fall finally broke a smile. Okay. I obediently followed her as she proceeded down the corridor, in the direction where the only practice rooms were located. This is a practice room, right? But isn't eating and drinking in the rooms prohibited? It wasn't like they put warnings up on the walls, but it was common knowledge that common knowledge to any self-respecting student. An obvious, unspoken rule. Once or twice, huh? I then recalled the fact that I'd never seen Fall in the cafeteria before. Do you normally eat in the cafeteria? Before answering my question, Fall took a package from her bag and opened it with a bemused expression on her face. So basically... Okay. Hi. Still looking amused, Fall produced a sandwich from the package and held it out to me. Thanks. No, where should I start? That's not it. Her suggestive formulation revealed that she was aware of what I wanted to say. I felt that the better I got to know her, the more surprising the sides of her I witnessed became. She seemed so diligent. No, she really was diligent, but it seemed that she wasn't the sole foundation to her disposition. She was stuffing her cheeks in a practice room despite knowing it was against the rules. What was more, she did it with a grin plastered on her face. I guess I'll eat then. Affected by her smile, I couldn't help but smile as well as I accepted the sandwich roughly the size of the palm of my hand. Okay, if it's anything like that sandwich, my god. Your hand is huge. A genial ambiance, I hope I said that right, filled the room, the aromatic scent stirring up my hunger. Thanks. I took a bite of the sandwich, upon which the smell of garlic began prickling my nose. It appeared it was packed with various ingredients, as now the taste of lettuce and tomato spread across my taste buds. It's great. It was simple cuisine, but the freshness of the vegetables and this peculiar sauce made for an agreeable combination. In a word, it was delicious. So, what did he want to tell me? I continued the conversation while relocating the sandwich to my mouth. I was gradually starting to enjoy myself. The unique atmosphere of this practice room may have contributed. Yeah. I see. Well, I suppose it would, but aren't all the rooms identical? Some kind of fixation? She briefly surveyed the room, then smiled again. How odd. Fall was getting started on her second sandwich. May I? Why? Oh. You did, I just didn't know you meant it that way. Remember yesterday I thought you'd be upset with me for making fun of you. She laughed out loud for a moment, then brought her sandwich to her mouth. This was the second time she was treating me to food. It was nothing elaborate this time, but it was still pretty nice nonetheless. Thanks for the food. I was full after 2 of the oversized sandwiches. Oversized is not the size of your palm. Or at least my palm. My palm's not that big. Full apparently had enough after one day, so only one of the 4 she had brought in total remained. What about you? I see. At any rate, thanks. It was really delicious. She packed the sandwich back up, then started carefully scanning the floor. Did you drop something? Good point. It would be bad if we were to be caught. She gave me an upward glance, putting a finger to her lips like a child sharing a mischievous secret. But if you always eat in here, you sure know how to erase your tracks. Sometimes instructors would do a round of inspection to check whether the practice rooms were being used properly. I heard they often had to chase out students sleeping in these rooms. So you have. This is why honor students have it easy. If I ever got caught, I wouldn't get off lightly. But you were telling the truth, weren't you? About wanting to practice for a little bit longer. While it did sound like she was joking, judging from her attitude towards music, I felt those had to have been her true intentions.
そうかもね。とにかくね、そういうことでここが私の特等席なの。だから汚したくないし、掃除も時々してるんだ。
I see. I similarly cast my gaze to the floor to check the area above which I ate.
多分大丈夫だとは思うけど、固めのパンを選んでるから。
As predicted, there were no crumbs to be seen. Yeah, I think we're good.
よかった。じゃあ、そろそろ練習しよっか。
Sure. She giggled giddily and somewhat slyly. Huh.
ただね、こうしたら絶対に一緒に練習できるかなって思ってたから。
Ah.
思惑通り。
Okay, so that was your ulterior motive all along. Sure enough, I couldn't exactly refuse anymore at this stage. Well, I am suddenly going to have to refuse. And, yeah. I'm gonna have to refuse. I'm sorry, Fall. I gotta go.